Hello and welcome to this short course, and I will tell you about 7 mistakes that designers usually make. Number 1, focusing on the design and not to the solution to the problem. You need to know as a designer what problem are you solving. Design is, from my perspective, just the tool to create something usable. In the case of web design, it's a web page or application. The problem comes first and design is second. I know there is a lot of talk about design-centric culture, but in the end you exist because you're customers. And this brings me to the second point, and that is the target audience. If you don't have a target audience, you're actually creating design for everybody, and that's not possible. It's so funny when I'm mentoring students and I ask the question, who is your target audience? I get the response sometime, everybody. Well, not everybody wants to use your application for walking the dog or feeding the fish or creating a tournament app. The number 3 is too much details in the beginning. There is a saying, the devil is in the details. Well, yes, but in the beginning stages, wireframes are much more important than deciding on the colors or fonts used in design. It kind of creates a tunnel vision, and it can swallow a huge amount of time to focus on the design too much in the beginning. And this brings me to number 4, and that is not using wireframes or overusing wireframes. Well, not using wireframes is a bad idea. I usually start with the napkin wireframes, just sketching on the paper using simple pen, nothing more. After I created a couple of ideas, I usually transfer them to digital form using some wireframing tool like Axure. Using too much wireframes can be confusing to some clients, unfortunately. To people who are visual, wireframes give too little information. So my rule of thumb is create wireframes first, show them to client, and if he's not happy with just wireframes, create one page of design and continue with wireframes. That will make them happy. Number 5 is no consistency in design, and that's a big issue for front-end developers. And I, as a designer and a front-end developer, understand this. But people who are just designers and don't do front-end work don't understand that having 17 sizes of H1, H2, and H3 tags, it's hard to implement, especially if you're using some kind of pattern library or content editor. Number 6 is using non-professional tools. There's a ton of software out there to create designs and mockups, but most of them are no match for big players like Photoshop or Zeppelin when creating designs. I've seen students struggle with open source tools, and I know it's a kind of hip thing to do, but in the end it will just give you a headache. And last but not least is complicating design, trying to create unique design in favor of usability. For example, putting too much content on the landing page and not spreading functionalities in categories and logical structures. Design should be simple, intuitive, not just for you, but for your target audience. Okay, that's all of it. If you have comments, leave them below, and I want to know what you think about it. Thank you.